Welcome to We Fix Games. I'm one of your hosts, Jerrica.
And I'm your other host, Laura.
This is a podcast where I play a game and Laura fixes it. Today, we have a returning guest. We have Janeil.
Hello.
And we are going to discuss the second part of Portal 2, the co-op mode.
That's sexy.
You know what? It really is. So last episode, we discussed the main story of the game.
You said wee. You did. I love you. Do you want me to cut this? Because I'll leave it in.
You always leave it in.
Mm-hmm. Best that way. My throat just suddenly turned to shit. What the fuck?
How can you say that and then immediately talk about your throat, Laura? Come on.
Because my throat got scratchy. I think we should actually come up with a Jesus Christ.
Oh, that you heard? I can't fucking clap, but you can hear me cough.
Yeah. I think we should come up with a blooper reel and just like, I don't know, be like, here's our 25th episode. Here's a blooper reel.
Oh, we'll have blooper reel material for decades. Okay, so Portal 2 co-op.
I will say that co-op is mentioned directly in the main campaign, solo campaign. Towards the end, GLaDOS mentions a cooperative testing initiative.
Nice.
She basically designed it to phase out human testing, probably because humans have tried to destroy her in the past, Chell included, in which Chell has succeeded. So she actually does say, hey, fair is fair, you did try to kill me. So
here's your reward. You don't have to be our guinea pig anymore.
Exactly.
Sorry, you said guinea pig, and that
I thought of it too, yeah.
It's a callback.
Like a guinea pig?
Listeners, go check out YouTube or Instagram if you don't know what we're talking about, because
or TikTok.
Yeah, that one. If you're under the age of 20.
I'm under the age of 20.
Wait.
What?
Laura, are you not legal?
I'm 13.
Oh shit.
We can't do that. We cannot do that.
Because we slept in the same bed.
All right.
That's it. Podcast over. Jerk is done.
We're gonna have so much blooper material. We're usually way more focused than this.
In the co-op mode, you get to play as two robots, Peabody and fuck. What was his? Hold on. I know that. Hold on. I know that. Don't tell me.
Is it Two Pines Mall? Like from Back to the Future. Peabodys live at Two Pines Farm or something. What was their farm called?
What the fuck? That's a weird.
You never seen Back to the Future? Twin Pines Ranch.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Yeah, in 1955.
I know the names.
I know you know the names. This is why I'm telling you not to tell me. Fucking Peabody and
Otis Peabody.
What can I remember? Peabody is the tall one, right?
Yes.
You space bastard! You killed a pine.
Okay, that was the one you were, right?
Yes, I love playing Peabody for some reason. I just like Peabody.
And I was.
Oh my god, Jerrica.
I'm very upset that I can't remember.
Starts with an A.
Atlas.
Yes.
I don't have a Back to the Future reference for that.
At least you have a reference to something that I've seen.
I also don't know where Alex and Peabody come from. I know that like Peabody is part of his like model number.
Yeah, it's letter P dash body.
Or I could have made a reference to Millsbury.com.
So we were gelling for, and then you just had to ruin it with your weird references again.
Well, it was a website where you could take care of your avatar and get trophies and play games and build your house.
Oh, like Neopets?
Yeah, except you were a human being and there was just one of you.
So isn't that just called life, where you just take care of a human being?
No, because in life I don't win trophies.
You should, though. You'd win
Well,
all the trophies.
I haven't.
In co-op mode, you get to play as either one of two robots. Atlas, which is a small, Orby-looking guy, or Peabody, who is a taller, more elongated robot. Oddly enough, you didn't get to pick. It just sort of assigned you. The basic idea is that there's this big open room with a big scoreboard. And then there's these different doors. And door 1 is available to you first.
Oh, I was gonna say this big open room is called the hub, and it's basically what a hub is. You go there, and it's like the community area where you can pick what chambers you want to go into. And the chambers are not like individual chambers, like, oh, I want to go to chamber 1 or 3. You have to go to, again, they're not segregated by chapters, but they're segregated by almost by sections. So you go in there, and these sections will have a group of test chambers that are all like to a certain theme. Like some of them are all for a certain element, or all for a certain level, like kind of type of puzzle solving.
There was a theme?
I guess it's mainly for the DLC, but I do recall like a bunch of rooms being together, like, oh, this is where you mainly work with the light bridges. This is mainly where you work with the excursion funnels. And they introduce new elements every time in these sections. So like the first group of rooms you go into, first chambers you go into are basically button solving, basically putting the cube on a button and then going on to the next chamber or next part of the chamber. But then, like, you get introduced, oh, here's your faith plates, here's your light bridges, here's your lasers and redirection cubes, etc.
See, this is why you're here, because I don't remember things like that.
I'm good with, like, remembering, like, the gist of things, but not individual chambers.
Okay. Yeah, and then you have to beat the first door before the second door opens up. Much like the main game, you're doing... Well, okay, I guess Portal 2, you did a lot of not being... Well, then in Old Aperture, So you go through this series of test chambers.
Mm-hmm. I love
and I think the first few, like, started off with, like, oh, one of you has to get the other one inside.
Exactly. Like, you do have to work together to solve puzzle elements. Again, that's the point of the co-op campaign. You each get your own portal gun. They shoot 2 different link portals, but it's not like you solving the rooms, like, are solving the chamber how they were in the first campaign or the solo campaign. You have to sometimes shoot a portal across the room for your partner to go into, and vice versa. You have to move a cube through a wall or basically hand it to your partner. So it is strictly cooperative, these chambers. You can't really think along the lines of, oh, I need to get this button up there or get this cube up there to press that button. You need to somehow figure out how to get your partner up there to press that button.
Right, because you both have to be able to get out.
Exactly. In fact, these doors will not open unless both of you are standing at the door.
Yeah. And in case people are wondering, okay, well, if you both got your portal guns, how do you know whose is whose? They change the colors. So one person has the blue and orange. The other person has yellow and purple.
Why not pink?
Yeah, Valve. Why not pink?
I want a pink and blue gun.
So, light correction on the portal colors. I believe Atlas gets 2 shades of blue, and Peabody gets orange and yellow, or like a reddish color and yellow.
Hold on.
She's got to verify this real quick.
Jerrica's looking up the colors because this is a very important aspect of this game, even though there's no pink one.
You have to have a pink robot.
Fully pink?
And you have pink and purple portals.
I guess.
Listeners, even though Laura has told me twice not to lie to you, I keep doing it.
You motherfucker.
So one person gets light blue and purple, the other person gets red and yellow.
Red and yellow is a gnarly color combo.
It's a gross color combo.
Actually looks great in game though.
So yeah, that way you can tell whose is whose. Because they're different.
Wait, but you're holding them. Why do you have to tell whose is whose?
Well, because if you got 4 portals just around the stage, like, you need to know which one is yours.
Oh, the portals match the gun color.
Oh, I don't think the guns are different colors, are they?
No, they're not
What
different
the
colors. The portal colors do match Atlas and Peabody. Like Atlas gets the cooler tones, and Peabody gets the warmer toned.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the portal guns.
No, although that would be cool.
Yeah.
I think there's correct me if I'm wrong, Janine. I think you can like get like sort of there is like a light customization thing
There-
for your
stickers you get as rewards, I believe. I haven't
Yeah.
really done much with those, but you can apply them to Atlas and Peabody, and I believe the portal guns.
yeah, but it's not very robust.
Also, may I add the how you coordinate, because you might not be playing with somebody who has audio. You can actually play this game without using microphones by communicating with your partner using ping tools.
Oh, nice.
That is where you can direct your partner where to shoot portals. Like you can basically look around on screen and click a portion on the screen and say, "Hey, put a portal there," or "I need you here," or "I need you to put that cube here." That's how you can kind of direct your partner to do certain things. Because again, it doesn't start off like this, but there's eventually some puzzles that you have to solve in very quick succession in order for it to work. So there's also a countdown timer where you can say, "Hey, I need you to press this button in 3, 2, 1, press it."
Oh, nice.
Right, because you have there's some doors where you have to open them by pressing it simultaneously.
Do the portal guns do the same thing as before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The other cool thing is that you got emotes, right? So you can dance, you can
You play rock, paper, scissors. You can harass each other, like basically take each other's heads off, and
you can high five each other. You can hug, right? There's
Yeah.
hugging. Yeah. And was there one instance where you had to do that to
it's at
get
the end.
Yeah.
But if you do it any other time, especially in front of the camera, you just annoy the hell out of GLaDOS.
I like
Yeah.
that.
It's hilarious to do.
Yeah. So GLaDOS is there with you because of course she is. She's everywhere.
Another thing to add about playing as robots, unlike in the solo campaign where you die, the game just like resets to the last save point. Your deaths in the co-op mode are basically recorded, and GLaDOS always gets annoyed. It's like, I can't believe you destroyed yourselves in the hub because you rebuild you every time. So like instead of the game just resetting to the last save point, you just get rebuilt, and it's just like, oh great, you guys did that again. How are you guys so bad?
Well, not only that, but when you move on, you don't get into elevators, you get into disassembling chambers. So you get disassembled and then reassembled in the next area. It's very bizarre.
Oh, this is very Star Warsy. You ever seen Star Wars? Jerrica?
What exactly do you mean, Star Warsy?
When
what part of-
C-3PO got all blown apart and was on Chewie's back, had to be reassembled later.
Well, that was after getting like exploded, but like this game is like you get into these chambers to move on somewhere else. It's like, okay, I'm gonna break you down and reassemble you. Overly complicated. It's kind of funny.
Jerrica's
Laura,
so irritated about a Star Wars reference. I
No,
don't
like
understand.
the way your mind works is just incredible. That's where it went.
You said disassemble and reassemble.
Yeah, and that's where you went. It truly is.
Explosions are technically rapid disassemblies, so
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, your mind. You truly have a beautiful mind.
I think. Thank you.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I feel like I was a compliment. That was
Okay.
my intention, I think. So yeah, GLaDOS is there, and she does not hold back
When did she ever?
in like telling you exactly how she feels about your your performance. But the thing is, what she also does is she also tries to like pit you against each other. So she'll like trash talk you, like, "Oh, Orange, didn't Blue fuck up a lot of shit?" Or But
That
in
never
right in front of
worked.
you, and you're like, "What the fuck, GLaDOS?" But then here's the thing. Here's the thing. Sometimes she says different things to each player without the other playing knowing.
Oh.
So yeah.
Ooh.
So
I like that.
She'll say stuff like, "Oh yeah, Orange, that was really embarrassing, Dad."
Wow.
but then she'll be like, "Oh, Blue. So I don't think Orange is gonna like be able to handle this. I think you're gonna have to be the one who has to like carry the team here." But she'll say that just to you. She won't say that to the other person.
I want to play.
I know. I kind of want to
I'm
play
putting
too.
this on my list of things we're gonna play.
Okay.
Because little teaser here, but we're gonna stream some things at some point.
Probably in the new year,
Probably in the new year.
which is where you guys are listening to this. So never
Oh
mind.
yeah. And maybe we'll have started streaming already.
Maybe.
Or we'll have talked about it.
We'll
Anyway.
probably cut this out because yeah. So honestly, like, we discussed how great GLaDOS is and how much she adds to the game in general, but the co-op is it's just beautiful.
Plus, you get infinite opportunities to get extra dialogue out of GLaDOS just by annoying the hell out of her. Every opportunity, like the more you screw up, the more you emote and waste time in front of her cameras. She's just like, ugh,
I don't think I
really?
would ever get through this game then, because I would just spend the whole time fucking annoying GLaDOS.
I destroyed myself several times in the hub, and she had a different comment every time. She's like, in the hub. Why? How?
Cause why not, bitch? Leave me alone. Jesus.
So the actual gameplay is, I will say, these puzzles for both the regular and the DLC, the challenge mode or whatever the fuck it is. These puzzles were not easy to figure out. Like, I know I've been saying pretty much, like, especially the first Portal game, where all the puzzles were easy to figure out what you're supposed to do. It's just executing was difficult. Portal 2 was not, it was more challenging when you had to figure out what the fuck you were supposed to do. But here, it's like, sometimes we sat there for like 10 minutes being like, what the actual fuck are we supposed to do?
Because it introduces this whole new element that you have another person playing with you that needs to do their own things to solve this puzzle. So it's like you have to coordinate, oh yeah, I need to put this cube on a button that's right there. But you may not be able to get up there. You need to get your partner up there. But how do you do that?
And then once your partner's up there, how the fuck do you get up there?
Exactly. There's an extra element to these puzzles where you have to treat your partner as part of the puzzle solving. It's not just the usual elements from the normal gameplay. And that's what adds a whole new level of complexity to all of these puzzles.
Yeah, so there's sometimes like one of you has to go to a certain place and push a button that does a thing for the other person, that kind of thing. Sometimes, like, I remember this one puzzle, and Janeil, you'll probably remember this one. So you start in this like little chamber, and you had to like launch yourself out to this little window into this other section, and there's like these like, it looked like really big steps. They were like tiers, right? And you had to figure out how to launch up to the tier and then get your partner up there. And the portal placement was like, it had to be very specific, and So the first game you can do in an afternoon. The
Mhm.
second game takes probably, I would say, a week. If you're playing every day. We did it on 2 different days, didn't we?
Yes.
Okay, but that's only because there's not very many of them. But it did take several hours to get through a couple, because we're just sitting there like, how the fuck are we supposed to do this? Because you have to understand how your partner is going to come out of one of the portals in order to place the next portal. There's lots of these very it makes you really use your brain,
Mhm.
to the point where it either becomes more wrinkled or unwrinkled, whichever one is the worst one. I
And
don't
just
know
like in the
brains.
solo campaign, there are a lot of puzzles. You have this aha moment, but that at the same time, you're like, "Oh, I'm dumb. I'm looking at this wrong."
Yeah. Okay. Now, let me point out, you have to work, there's no way to solve the puzzle without working together. However, that doesn't mean you can't fuck with your partner. So if you are stepping on a button that moves a platform that they have to get on, and you get off the button and the platform disappears, and they could fall in fucking acid and die. Now, listeners, listen. I tried to fuck with Janeil. I just didn't have it in my heart to do it. I felt so bad every time I did it. But if it were Laura, I would 100% fuck with them and not feel bad.
As you should.
There were times where we unintentionally blew each other up, let each other fall into acid, or bottomless pits, or smashed each other with moving platforms. There were quite a few instances where we're like, "Oh shit, I was supposed to stay on that."
Yeah.
I love fucking with people in games. This is why I love Ultimate Chicken Horse.
We will come back to what the fuck that is.
Okay.
But one thing I did. No, that being said, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it to Janeil because I love her so much. But I kind of, because it doesn't kill you, I did kind of like focusing the lasers and zapping her. I thought that was pretty funny. Because she'd be like, "Ow, ow."
One of these days, we will have a fuck you run where we
Yes,
fuck each
we
other
were
over.
thinking about doing a stream
Ooh,
where we
yeah.
intentionally really try to fuck each other up and get nowhere.
Just like
So, but-
Ultimate
It's
Chicken
over
Horse.
1 hour. Huh? Why?
There are in some games where you can turn off the friendly fire, so you actually can't hurt your partners.
Like in this game?
That was I don't know why I even brought that
Oh,
up. Anyway,
I thought you were saying you can't in this game.
well, no, you can't. But
Okay.
that just goes to show that even from the beginning of games, people understood that if you had a partner,
You would fuck with them.
you're probably gonna want to fuck with your partner.
Co-op mode is always going to be chaos.
Now, that being said, I don't know if you can play with someone else from somewhere else.
They have to be
random.
part of the friends list.
Yeah. So that's good, because if you had to play with randos, it's fun to fuck with your friends, but if some rando is purposefully trolling you, it is less fun.
Oh.
Well, that's why I like this co-op mode, because it's really not a competition. Like, you have some games oh yeah, you can play with some rando and it's a competition, they're just gonna trash you. But in a co-op mode where you're both trying to solve a puzzle, you can't solve it unless you are actually cooperatively working together.
Well,
So,
Yeah.
you say that, but I know neither one of you really played Overwatch, but
I played it for 80 minutes.
okay, well, I played it for twice 80 hours, probably. A long ass time.
both of these co-op modes are fun and all, but they do actually have a story to them, because solving puzzles is great, but it eventually gets a little repetitive and boring. So the first co-op campaign, there's not a whole lot of story there, but then guys will occasionally mention stuff about human test subjects and saying, well, we don't really test with humans anymore, I got you two. But at the same time, I like to get science done, so we're looking for human test subjects, anyone who might still be alive. And so when you beat each of these sections of this co-op, you end up in a chamber where it's almost like a behind the scenes kind of thing, where you get to be in several places in the second game, where you explore around and you find a disc that has some information on it. You put this disc in, GLaDOS takes this information, and then she blows you up to reassemble you in the next chamber. So after you beat these different sections, you go to the hub, and then rinse and repeat. You go to these different sections that open up when you beat them. And at the end of every section, you get this more information that GLaDOS takes on. And as you beat the last chamber, she finally says, hey, all this information I've been gathering to locate human test subjects, there are some in storage. Just basically in, I don't know, like, not cryogenic, but like just in stasis of kind, deep in the, I know I hate this word, but the bowels of Aperture. But you eventually come upon this hatch where she says, okay, there's humans in this hatch. We need to get to them somehow. But the sensor can only be activated by humans.
Oh.
And she always used to give you crap for emoting in front of these cameras saying, hey, only humans dance, only humans hug. What are you guys doing? So you got to emote in front of these cameras to trick it in order to think you're human.
And then there's just this fucking cavern of stacked, like, stasis chambers full of people. And it's like, oh. Okay.
Well, we have a lot of test subjects then.
What does she do for your hard work in recovering these humans? Well, she has humans now. She doesn't need you, so she blows you up.
Oh.
End of co-op campaign 1.
Oh no. But oh no.
I mean, you do get reassembled in the hub, but like that's the end of the first campaign, so you can just go back and replay whatever chambers you want. But essentially, that is the end of the first storyline of the first co-op campaign.
Rude ass.
Very rude.
So the DLC part, which I mean, can we even call it DLC since it came out like so long ago?
It's a DLC. It's a challenge mode to the DLC.
But, like,
I don't shortly after.
Yeah, but I don't think like if you're gonna go and download the game now on Steam, like it's not it's not gonna be separate. It's just gonna be part of it.
But now. Historically, it did come out as a DLC for Portal 2 co-op.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right. Well, let's get our history straight, everyone. And by straight, I mean correct, not straight, because
I will never do anything straight.
Nor should you.
Exactly. I mean, no hate, but like, I wouldn't.
Yeah, so after the end of the first co-op campaign, you're thinking, oh, okay, we're done. She blew us up, we're done. But she reassembles you back in the hub, and she's like, oh, yeah, I'm back, just because I can. And she slowly starts admitting things to you where, like, oh, yeah, I'm reading these rooms, these chambers that are themed to art, because I want to study art. Or some shit. And then she finally starts to hint at you that something is going wrong. In fact, you start to learn that things are going wrong because you hear explosions in the background, and GLaDOS getting a little nervous. So you're like, oh, wonder what's going on here. So eventually she admits to you that saying, oh, yeah, I brought you guys back because something is going wrong. She is back and at the controls. And I tried to destroy her with a bunch of human test subjects, but the thing is, all the human test subjects are dead. I'm back to you guys now. You're my last hope.
Unbelievable.
So I'm training you to be murder machines to take her out. So she's not really like saying who this person is, but you're going through these test chambers where you're basically doing co-op again, but they are more challenging. They're definitely more challenging on a different level. They're really, really cool chambers, and I love them a lot. So as you're going through these test chambers, more things are going wrong. GLaDOS is getting a little freaked out. Again, this DLC is not as long as the first co-op campaign. There's only one set of chambers, I believe.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So you go through there, and eventually you end up in a kind of like end cutscene where you get to see who she is. And all this time you're thinking, chill, right? Come back to destroy GLaDOS once and for all. No, it is a crow at the controls of a prototype GLaDOS.
Like a bird?
Yeah. But the thing is, in this second Portal game, GLaDOS has an issue with birds because one partially ate her as a potato. So she is frightened, terribly frightened by this crow. So she lets Peabody and Atlas go in there to try to take care of her. They end up shooing her out of the room. So she's like, okay, well, that's fine. Then she realizes that the crow has a nest full of eggs.
Oh my god.
So she's at first freaking out, like, oh my god, she has a clone army. This is terrible. Then she's like, oh, wait, actually, I have an idea. So she ends up taking these eggs, raising them into baby crows, also so she can just belittle them and harass them until she realizes how potentially deadly they are. Because they are corvids. They are intelligent, tool-using birds.
Mm-hmm.
And she realizes that. And she's like, oh, you're little killing machines. Oh, I'm going to raise you up into my little killing machines. Basically being a horrifying, scary mother to these little crows. And that's essentially how the campaign ends. You don't get to see these adult crows. You see these little babies in this box that she made for them. It's actually the only time you get to actually see GLaDOS in either of these campaigns. All the while, she's just the narrator, that you don't see her at all. But you just see her at this final cutscene in the Challenge Mode DLC, where she is at first belittling these little crows because she has nothing else to belittle, and then admiring how potentially deadly they are and scheming. So,
what does she look like? Does she look like the same as before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No different. Yeah.
Well, because she was taken all apart, so I wondered if, like, she got upgrades or anything.
Well, yeah, so I'm not sure if we explain at the end of the second game. Yeah, she was disassembled to put Wheatley in charge, but you did assemble her in the end, or she assembled herself. So she didn't look any different than how she was when you woke her up.
These puzzles, man. There was one where we had to launch up, but then put it like use a faith plate to get launched up, then we had to put a portal so the light bridge would come and catch us. But
yeah.
Both Janeil and I were trying this. We both kept like fucking it up and hitting our heads on the fucking...
Just like Mario!
Again, there's plenty of opportunities in this DLC to screw each other up or to look at the puzzle and say, what the hell are we supposed to be doing? Oh, wait, I'm a dumbass. This is what we're supposed to be doing.
So, let's talk about the slippery cube. So, there was this one where at one point there's a button that drops a cube, right? And there's a series of lasers that you needed to block with the cube in order to open the door or something. Well, when the cube would get dispensed, but like it wouldn't get to you, like because there was a little ramp, not a lamp. Although that does remind me, I got to get the lamp out of my car. But like there was like nobody can see what I'm doing with my hands. But anyway, there was like a glass wall.
There was
like
a trans
the cube
wall?
could only...
How does that even work?
No. Well, it used to be a door. There's a...
You... I love you.
You shouldn't. There's a... Anyway, you're like, what the fuck? The cube... I can't get to the cube. Well, it turns out you have to use a portal to get some of the propulsion gel, the orange goo.
I love an orange goo.
On it, so that when the cube drops, it gets propelled and slides out towards you. But then now it's all covered in propulsion goo, and so like it won't stay anywhere when you put it down. And you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to? How do I like? There's no like place to rinse it off. So you're like, what the fuck? Well, it turns out there's this room full of lasers that you need to like block, but you can't do it. You can only do it one at a time if you're carrying the cube. Well, what you have to do is you have to set the slippery cube down, and it slides, and as it slides, it blocks the lasers, which raises a platform, and so you got to jump on these platforms as the cube is sliding down, blocking the lasers.
Holy shit.
It's very...
And when the lasers are unblocked, they drop the platform. So it's like you have to basically run at the same
Yeah.
rate as these platforms are raising and falling.
It's very Indiana
I love
Jones.
that.
And meanwhile, like, you're not the one jumping across these platforms. Your partner is, because you got to do something else. But you got to put the cube down and then go do a thing so that your partner can hop on these platforms. Yeah, like we were like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with this slippery cube?
Ew.
It was slipping and sliding everywhere.
Ugh.
I will say that was an extremely clever use of like these elements. Again, like you use these elements in tandem with each other, and you can have some pretty clever.
Oh
puzzle
yeah,
solving.
like it was sad. It's like none of the Portal 1, 2, or the co-op. At no point when you figured out the puzzle were you upset. You were usually satisfied, like, oh, that's really fucking cool, right? There's one puzzle that's still stuck in, and maybe it was I think it was the last one, where there was an area behind glass that one person had to get to, and the other person had to stay outside the area and like shoot portals and press buttons and stuff to move platforms up and down.
There were a couple chambers that are like that. I think there was one in each co-op campaign where one person had to basically stand behind and raise and lower platforms, essentially creating a maze that your partner had to walk through.
I just remember that we were just like, what the fuck? How do we thought we knew what we needed to do, but like we just couldn't fucking figure it out, man. And it was not easy to pull off. But when we eventually, and the thing is that these co-op, like, they're like, hey, we're going to use all the fucking elements, right? So you've got to use the gels, light bridges, the lasers, like almost everything in each puzzle. And you can, because you got two people that can do all the shit. I think one of the coolest things you can do is the gel inside of the vortexes. They're not called that.
The excursion funnels.
Is it excursion?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the funnels. Because then you can move the little gel blobs and then you can put them elsewhere. Yeah, it's just the people who design these are not people you meet every day. These are not the people that you run into at the grocery store when you're buying marshmallows.
Well, they don't buy
and
groceries.
A can of tomato soup and, chicken thighs and frozen green beans. Sorry, it was very specific for no real reason. The people who thought up these puzzles are like next level fucking people. And I don't necessarily mean that they're like geniuses. I just mean that their brains work differently.
Okay.
And I am here for it. Now, you can create Portal 2 lets you create your own test chambers. I haven't dabbled with it yet but I plan to, and I'm going to make Janeil play them, but I don't think I can put it together like the designers. It's just so like, wow.
I've dabbled in it back when they released the Perpetual Testing Initiative DLC. That was pretty much right after Portal 2 came out. And then there's like a community where you can play people's test chambers and rate them and stuff. And like a lot of fan created or community creative content, a lot of the chambers are pretty shitty. I showed Jerrica one pretty recently where you basically have to do parkour to solve the puzzle. Like you don't use portals at all, really. So it's a lot of like weird stuff. But there are quite a few chambers out there which are pretty cool. And again, the people who create these things, they think on such a different level. And you can create your own co-op chambers too. That is just crazy. But again, I've dabbled in it. I've made some easy ones just to say I've made them. But like, I don't think at that kind of level, even after playing both these games and the co-op campaigns, it's just clever. People are clever.
Yeah, anytime people make, like, in fucking Mario Maker, I'm just like, how the hell do you even have a brain for this? Because this all works together in a way that I cannot comprehend.
I'm sure with Mario Maker, you also had those were they levels? Levels. That are just like
Yeah,
bullshit. Like,
and then
how
people do them, like, it seems effortlessly, and you're just like, "Are you human? What's going on?"
No, they're probably AI
They're
at
probably
this point.
robots that went through
Um,
this testing firsthand.
haha, get wrecked, loser.
I do not want my child to make a Portal test for me because sometimes she'll like sneak in a custom stage when we're playing Smash that she made, and I'm like, Rowan, I told you, we're not allowed to do custom stages because your stages are all dumb
We
and
had a
annoying.
custom stage that was literally just a big square with a few platforms, and then one opening at the top of the square. So you can imagine how long the games went on for.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I've built chambers like that I continue to beat the crap out of my sister. My sister has done the same. That's just siblings.
Mhm.
Get this game. Get a person that you enjoy spending time with and fucking play the game because listen, don't play the game that if you can't actually work with this person, like but like it just putting our heads together and having our brains like work in tandem, like I mean it already helps that our brains kind of are the same anyway. I often refer to Janeil as the other half of my brain. But like it was just such an enjoyable experience, and like you can't say that about every co-op game, right? Sometimes they're fun, but like there was something so satisfying and rewarding about solving these puzzles together that just it's just hard to replicate. I think. Anyway,
And it makes me want to
Janeil's
play.
probably over here like, yeah, it was okay.
I love the co-op campaign. Like, honestly, when I first played the first Portal game, I was like, wow, this is really cool. And then I started playing Portal 2, and Portal 2 is like heavily advertised as being co-op. I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the solo campaign first because back when I first bought the game, I didn't have any people to play with. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna play this on my own. I was like, oh, I wonder how the co-op campaign is gonna be because I was thinking the whole time this would be super fun to play with somebody else. And then my first time playing it was with a buddy of mine, and it was hysterical because he played the co-op mode several times, so he kind of knew what to do. But he would also, since it's my first time playing, he would say, "Okay, I'm just gonna stand behind this glass wall, and you go over there, and I'll raise platforms for you so you can go through it." And what did he do? He would step off the button and let the platform crush me several times. So I'm glad there was two of those rooms where we could switch roles, and I could do the same thing to him a couple times. My only complaint about Portal in general is that it's a puzzle game. Once you beat the puzzles, the replayability is not the best. So honestly, I played Portal 2 recently again after several years. And at that point, some things are kind of fresh to me because I've forgotten about them. And I feel it's the same way with the co-op mode because with the DLC, I've only played through it once with Jerrica. If I play through it again, there'll probably be some chambers like, oh yeah, I do remember this, or some chambers like, I do remember this, but I can't remember how to solve it. So that's my only issue. That it's just, again, it's a puzzle game. The only things that are new is if you go on to every once in a while, there's new chambers to play through because that's the point of the perpetual testing initiative is they have people create different levels, they're custom levels. The game itself, they're fantastic, but definitely it's like you have to wait a bit for it like to be kind of fresh to you again.
We played a month ago, and I don't think I can remember anything about these puzzles. So
See, I usually never play a game more than once, so like that would be fine for me.
So, speaking of issues we have with the game, Laura, this game needs a fixin'.
Yeah, sure does.
So, we need to fix not only the main game, but the co-op game. Let's start with the co-op since we were just been talking about it.
Okay.
What needs fixing about co-op? Okay. All right, hear me out. Love the co-op. I just spoke about that for 5 minutes straight. What about a competitive mode?
Yes.
So, I guess like there's time trials, right?
Right, but this is different. Think about this.
With sabotage.
Right, exactly.
Oh,
Like
yes.
you're both in the same room, right? And there's there's multiple ways to solve it, but you gotta get out before your opponent does. And so you can maybe you put a portal so as they're running, they fall through the portal and go into the acid or some shit. I don't know. Maybe it would be interesting. That's all I'm saying is if we had some sort of
No.
PvP situation.
This is so good because already there are so many different strategies you can have. Like, okay, I need to do mine really fast, but I need to fuck up my opponent. So I could focus on going super fast on mine, or I could just focus on making their game unplayable, and then you can just go. But also, what if there's a time limit? So you have to also keep in mind that even if you mess your opponent up, you're gonna have enough time, or you're gonna need to have enough time to finish your own level.
Right. Sort of like Magic. You can either focus on winning,
Yeah.
doing your thing and winning that way, or you can be a terrible person and be playing fucking
Mm-hmm.
mono blue or fucking stacks and
Mono blue.
prevent your opponents from doing anything until they hate you and stop playing with you.
Except this one wouldn't be it would be okay to sabotage in this one because the levels are short enough that there's not going to just be one person sitting out in your entire group for 2 hours unable to play. It would just be okay, I sabotaged you and now I'm going to take 5 minutes to finish my own level.
Yeah.
Just like Dr. Mario.
That was the third fucking Mario reference, Laura.
I really like Dr. Mario, and listen, hate me if you want, but most of my strategy in Dr. Mario is to make combos to fuck up my opponent. And I did have my mom and 2 of my sisters refuse to play the game with me because they said it wasn't fun. But first of all, I was a child, so no one comped for me. And second of all, they knew that's how I played, so why would they play with me if they knew that's how I liked to play? It's more interesting that way. And I am fully accepting of other people fucking me up, so it's fair. Anyway, what I'm saying is Portal 2 should be like Dr. Mario.
Listeners, let us know how you feel about what Laura just said about how they play Dr. Mario in the comments.
Yeah, do it. Do it. And you won't move my stance because it's fun. And my brother loved playing with me, and he fucked me up just as much as I fucked him up. Except not as much because I am superior at that game, so come at me. I don't know if he listens to every episode. I know he listened to one.
You should just go into his room and just put it on.
Just put this section
Yeah.
on.
So yeah, maybe something like that. Also, Laura, I need you to fix the lack of customization.
Ooh, pink. Make it pink. I was really expecting more types of guns in this one, I'm not gonna lie, because the first 2 you would always be like, oh, and now it has this feature, now it has this feature, and I really wanted there to be more features for a co-op. It'd be like, okay, your gun does this and my gun does this, and we have to figure out a way to make our guns work with each other.
I like that.
That would be what if one of you had a portal gun, the other one of you had a fucking gun that created a light bridge?
Yeah.
Or the fucking gravity gun from Half-Life. I'm not gonna go much into Half-Life because it's subject for you guys, but basically, if you look at the gravity gun and the portal gun, they are essentially the same model. They just have different coats of paint on them.
Nice.
But they do different things. I'm not gonna discuss so much about the gravity gun, but
Yeah, we might make a Half-Life episode.
in short, it basically just throws things, or you can pick up things like you can with the portal gun, but you can basically shoot things across the room.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or
But then portals can do that too.
Or maybe you can get like different fucking hell.
You can make a different hell?
No.
I can think of lots
I
of kinds
just realized
of
what
hells.
I'm about to say, and I'm disappointed in myself.
I'm not. I'm proud
You
of you.
can have different power-ups that make your gun do different things. Like Mario.
Like Mario! I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, you could have the metal gun, you could have the invisible gun, you can have the wing gun, you can have the fucking fireball gun.
Or you could have you could get a power-up to make your gun shoot the different gels.
Like the pellets.
That fucking short is gonna
It lives in my head.
Yeah,
rent-free.
forever. No, yeah, like wouldn't it like you could, and then you could like imagine you could spray fucking like spray the gel anywhere you want and not have to worry about like
So it's Splatoon introduced into
sort of, but like you have to like your part. Oh my gosh! So what if your partner has the portal gun? Okay, so you got to get this gel somewhere. So you've got to coordinate with your partner who's doing the portals, and you've got to shoot the gel into the portals. Right? The only way to do this is if you guys work together. Like, this is fucking great. And maybe you have, you know how you have the gun that does the 2 portals? What if you had a gun that does the 2 gels, the orange and blue gels, right? Okay, the conversion gel may be a little OP in this situation. So, but like the orange and blue, left click we get bouncy shit, right click we go zoomy, and then you can create scenarios where you go zoomy bounce, right?
Ooh, okay, yeah.
I'm just like questioning like how would you reload your gun? You get like basically pellets filled with the gels that you have to like reload somehow, or are you hooked up to like a pipe? That
Janeil, we don't have to have answers for every question.
No, Janeil has to answer that. You have to fix it because you're our guest.
Wow. Easy.
Okay.
There's a tank of the gel, and you have to go and refill it.
Ew.
You suck up the blue gel and you suck up the orange gel.
like a fucking water gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then because then you have a resource management situation. So like, okay, you're up a platform and you're here in this thing and you're way away from the tanks, but you fucking wasted all your gel and you need it. So now you've got to be careful so that you don't end up in a situation where you are where you need it, but you're out of fucking gel, right? That adds even another layer, pun intended, to the puzzle. I'm really fucking excited about this.
See, this is the downside of this podcast is that we come up with the things and then we can't play them.
But you have some programmer who listens like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think we should make it this should be longer.
Oh, okay.
Infinite. I want fucking infinite puzzles.
That will be easy for them to make.
Janeil, you're about to talk. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I do appreciate the pacing of both these games because you have a good variety of puzzles without them getting too repetitive. Because eventually you're going to hit a wall where like, well, we can do this, but I've already done that. So I do, like, there's like the, on the surface, like, oh, it's too short. I want more. But at the same time, it's like, if you go on for too long, it might get a little repetitive. So I do appreciate the pacing that these games have without being repetitive, because then it gets stupid.
Okay, that's fair. But if you add more elements like, oh, the room is completely dark and you need to turn on light bulbs, but you get to turn on the light bulbs by doing this thing so that you can see what you're fucking doing. I don't know.
So in like Tears of the Kingdom, kind of like putting these light up seeds everywhere.
Okay. So, new elements, different guns, more customized pink.
Yes.
Just pink.
Yeah, pink.
The customized was, I guess I tricked, with the customization, didn't I? Because I was like, make different kinds of guns, do different kind of things.
I think you should be able to like change the colors of your, chassis for Peabody and Atlas. Different. Listen, developers, if you want me to spend actual money on a game,
No, I was just gonna say, don't make it cost money.
I'm just saying, if you want Jerrica to spend actual money on a game, come out with some really fucking cool skins. And somehow I'm going to justify it to myself that I can spend $1 on a skin that doesn't exist actually in the world.
You can have the Animal King turret leopard print.
Yes!
I want them to be able to wear a life preserver.
Sure.
Because if we're gonna be playing as Otis Peabody, then the obvious customization is a life preserver.
So any other fixes for the co-op? Would it be too much to have 3 people?
So I was going to look into that because I'm not sure how it would work with 3P. Oh, I guess you can have another person that just has their portals. Honestly, I think that would get a little like complicated, because at least just from looking at the puzzles in the co-op campaign, they were really built for 2 people. So like one person stands in the button and one person runs through this gauntlet. What would the third person do?
Well, that's what Portal 3 is for.
But Valve can't count to 3. That's really unfortunate that they can't do that.
What?
They never have a third game. They have Half-Life 1 and 2.
Oh.
They have Half-Life Alyx, but it's not. It's an AR or a VR game. It's not a third Half-Life. They have Portal 1 and 2. They have Team Fortress 1 and 2.
Huh. Interesting.
Please look
I
up
guess
Valve Count to 3 video, and you'll be delightfully surprised.
I'll find one and link it in the show notes.
That's a good point, because after I said that, I'm thinking about other games where you have 3 or 4 people all trying to do like.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever played Overcooked?
No.
Is it about cooking eggs?
Well, no, I'm not sure I see what you mean.
It's because eggs can be easily overcooked.
A lot of things can be easily overcooked. Steak, for sure.
No, that would take a long time.
Not as long as you think.
I've never cooked a steak.
Well,
I tried to cook one over a campfire. My mom's like, "Oh, too early to be pulled off yet." I'm like, "No, I'm pretty sure it's right." Pulled off and it's well done. I'm like,
wow, you are still upset about that.
I am upset because I wanted my flame grilled steak.
It was still good.
That would be
Janeil, it was still good. It was still good. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. But me, I'm just like, I bought these steaks. Now I was about ready to pull them off because I know what like a medium steak is cooked like.
That was like 4 months ago. Holy cow, you hold a grudge.
I thought you were gonna say 4 years ago. 4 months is not that long. I would still be upset about it too.
Okay, well, I guess I have no sense of time, because apparently No Man's Sky came out 8 years ago, and I didn't think it came out.
What?
That's fucked up.
I didn't think it was that long ago. So
Holy shit!
I have no. Yeah,
But I remember that coming out.
yeah. That I guess it was a. This came up last night in D&D, and it's like, oh, what? Shit. What? Where? Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway,
Suddenly, gray hair starts sprouting from my head. Oh no!
don't even joke about that.
Do joke about it. Okay, fixes. Are there any more fixes for the co-op?
Think so.
Okay, so what about the non-co-op?
Laura, how about you? We've been talking about this game for 2 episodes now. What fixes for this game? Has anything popped in your head? I know one of the fixes for the first Portal game was the option to romance GLaDOS, but I feel like you flipped. I feel like you changed your mind on that for the second game.
There was a rapid switch because, full disclosure, I somehow entirely forgot that I was trying to romance GLaDOS in the first game and turned into a severe hatred of GLaDOS instead. So I guess there was probably a bad breakup between episode 1 and 2.
Okay. Or maybe you met Wheatley and you're like, oh, he is so much better.
Yeah, I do love Wheatley. Oh, that's right. I had written down something to fix for the actual game. And it's Wheatley. I want Wheatley back.
A lot of people want Wheatley back.
Yeah, because Wheatley ended up on the moon, right?
In space.
Okay, so I have a strange fix for Wheatley, and that is not to change anything that happened in Portal 2. However, I want them to make a Portal 3, and I want it to be all about getting Wheatley back. So we're gonna have a little space adventure, and since GLaDOS only knows how to make puzzles, the ship that she creates is going to be puzzle operated instead of pilot operated. So we're gonna have to do the same kind of puzzles, except, with small advances as games do. But the puzzles you're gonna have to complete to fly the ship to Wheatley so that we can rescue him.
But why would GLaDOS want Wheatley back? Oh, I know a good reason.
Okay, tell me.
Just to destroy him.
Oh, okay. And that adds on another element because now you need to figure out how to, trick GLaDOS into thinking you're going along with her, and at the last minute you're gonna save him instead of destroying him. But you have to go along with her because how else are you gonna get him back? You can't do it on your own. You need GLaDOS.
Also, question: are you playing as Chell or a robot?
Chell, because Chell cares about.
No, Janeil.
Okay.
Janeil is already in my head because what I was thinking is Chell's living her best life on Earth, repopulating it or re-entering society. Whatever the fuck happened, we don't know. It's been a long ass time. But no, who's on the ship? It's all of the personality cores that fell off of GLaDOS, and you get to play as them. So you have Janeil's gonna help me out here. You have
Space Core.
Well, no, Space Core is lost. Is with.
Oh yeah, so he's in space. Yes. You have Rick, the Adventure Sphere, and you have the Fax Sphere.
Right, but then, since our companion cube did not, in fact, get incinerated, maybe the other ones we sent down there didn't either. So there was
what other
the
ones?
the innocent sphere,
the morality.
Oh yeah.
Innocent sphere, the rest of
Curiosity Sphere. You have the Cake Sphere. You have, the little Rage Sphere, I guess, and then the Morality Core.
Yeah, so all of these cores, and plus there's clearly more because we saw in the end of the first game where they all lit up with the cake. GLaDOS is surrounded by these spheres, and because they're not one whole personality, that's why they kind of have to work together to drive GLaDOS nuts. And there's so much opportunity for her to be like, these fucking idiots. This is what I'm. And maybe, and yeah, so they got to save Wheatley, but like they get to put the spheres in little bodies, sort of like Peabody and like kind of like Atlas. Atlas is kind of already like TV, kind of already like a core, right, with appendages. So yeah, like, and then there could be new ones. Like these cores could be like kind of like the toads. And God damn it!
The toads in what? In what, Jerrica?
The toads in the woods. Just toads.
Mario.
Like the toads in Mario.
But yeah, but they could all have different personality. Oh, and then like, let's fucking go crazy. All right, this is what this show is about. Fucking going crazy. We're gonna have one core that's running a fucking item shop that lets you buy like new items and shit for the puzzles, and then you have one that can is like a customized. Like we have this whole fucking community of personality cores, and GLaDOS hates all of them. But somehow she needs them to fly the ship because she killed all the people. All right, so to fix the game, we make Portal 3 where it's a spaceship on. We gotta go save Wheatley, and it's powered by the puzzles, and populated with personality cores. More customization options. I want to be fucking pink. I want my gun to be pink. I want my portals to be pink.
That's actually a super easy fix that they could just do is choose your colors at the beginning.
Yeah. Just don't assume that I want to be a certain color.
And you can go into hard mode if you all choose the same color for everything.
Oh,
now you get to fight each other to see who wears pink.
That would be interesting. Where both your portals are the same color. Ooh.
Because then you could have online challenges like there exists for The Sims, where it's like, did you complete the color challenge? Where you do it all the same color, and then people could brag about completing the color challenge.
Then you'd be forced to remember where you put your right click portal as opposed to your left click portal. Interesting. All right, that's gonna help us get good so that we can not be disoriented by going through portals.
See, one fix the other fix.
And this is how fixing works. So, listeners, let us know what fixes you would like to see. Laura, how can they do that?
You can join our Discord is the best way because I will be notified right away, and I assume Jerrica will be, and I love talking to people on Discord. Or you can go to our website, wefixgames.net, where you can find various other ways to contact us.
Janeil, it has been such a pleasure to have you on these 2 episodes.
Thank you for having me.
Do you think there's a chance that we might have you back for some other things?
Perhaps.
Ooh, mysterious.
If you want to hear more of Janeil, I have good news for you because we are working on another project, another podcast that we'll be releasing sometime this year, which we will definitely talk about on here. So if you want to know more, just keep listening to We Fix Games. I've been Laura.
I've been Jerrica.
I'm a Janeil.
And remember, life's too short to play a bad game.
Smooches!